Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is August 25th of 2024, and I have 6:04 in the p.m. How are you? And let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. Yes, dog pounders in the house, and it's hot in Chicago. It actually reached 90 today, caught me off guard. As many of you all know, I went to the DNC convention this past week. I went there the day before it started, and then I went every day afterwards. I went there primarily to engage, to do the man on the street. And when I got there, I wanted to be in the man on the street. And a few people interviewed me. Wanted to be in a blessing. But when I initially set out, I set out to find out in real time what the protesters were going to do. You see, because we had big problems here in Chicago, big problems. Economy, gangs, drugs, immigration, you name it. The third largest city, of course, we have our share. We have a mayor that ran, and he's turned out to be everything that we did not expect. You're going to have that in this new realm. You're going to have someone who looks just like you, talks like you, but they're playing a game. They have an agenda. And you're not going to know until they're in there. And it's going to make you look at them side-eyed like, what just happened? You took an oath of office. You pledged when you ran for office. But you're everything but what you said you're going to do. People, economics is high on my book. It's probably the most perplexing of all the political issues. And right now, we have a mayor and a governor who do not differ on immigration. And the alder persons don't get a chance to make a vote. So again, when I went to the DNC, a few of the things that I wanted to check out was the Palestinian protests as well as the black protests. Now hear me out. I'm in this media. Been in it for a few generations now. And I am scouring the social media looking for that black group or that black voice that was there that said they would be there. Now I tried to produce a video earlier with everything that I showed in terms of the footage. You can go on Friendshot Blue, FRANCHOTBLUE, because you're here, and click on the live. I've got at least 4, maybe 5 live shows, and at least maybe 2 or 3 will actually follow the protests as well, and I'm still sore because of that. But I walked miles covering that. You guys saw it. The city is saying between 80 to 100,000 Palestinians showed up for parades, both downtown Chicago and at the DNC. Around midpoint, I was doing a video, and you guys probably heard me. I'm like, where are the black people? And you didn't know, but I was about to tear up. I was fighting it. I didn't want people around me seeing me crying. Grown man crying out while he's filming. But I was overwhelmed in that I saw all these Palestinians fighting for their cause. And of course, I've got no dog in the fight. I'm I'm in the middle. I'm tired of the fighting overseas, period, whether it's Israel and Palestine. I'm just tired of it. I've been watching it too long, as well as you have. But I covered it. And as I was covering, I was admiring the unity that they had, the conviction, the hearts crying out. They're reporting 40,000 people have been killed. Well, people that gripped me, even if the number is 20,000, it gripped me. You can't bring the life back. And I'm sure as they were speaking on any given day of the protests, someone was getting killed, someone was getting shot, someone's house was being blown up. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about the pictures that I don't really want to look at on a daily basis because it bothers my mind to see body parts on social media, but they get released every now and then. People, it's real. The struggle is real. Anybody's struggle on this planet is real. And as I was filming, it just came out. I'm like, where are the black people? Because I was looking forward to interviewing black people who have had this emergence, if you will, of migrants coming into their community. And this week alone, another 2,500 have been brought to Chicago. The odds are they will go to black communities. We're bulging out. I've commented on other people's feeds, and I have people saying, I don't owe you black people jack. People, I don't think blacks are asking for a handout. But when you see money being issued to other people who haven't paid a dime in taxes getting money, and a big portion of us who have been asking for reparations haven't gotten them, you kind of have to ask yourself, why is this money being sectioned out? And at some point, what will it do to the black community? And will it progress beyond the black community? And you have to ask yourself, when will the money stop flowing to the migrants? When will the people stop coming? Why is the law being broken at this time? All those questions need to be asked. Why are the aldermen, the alderwomen, being hogtied, if you will, intellectually? And they can't move on the budget and stop it because they know what it's going to do to their communities, especially the black community. They know. I've coined Chicago as a test city, an experiment. Don't think there's not a social plan behind this thing. It is. And it's working according to the agenda. You see, this goes beyond Joe Biden. This is part of the one world system. They want to make America unrecognizable. Quick, fast, in a hurry, because the last 3.5 years, arguably so, there have been more migrants come over in a short period of time, percentage-wise, than any other time in our history. Who's going to put their finger in that dike and just stop it? Along comes Kamala. She's gradually taking the helm of the ship, but she's not answering the migration question. But yet she's running, according to some people and the majority of the media, as being a part of a black. She's black. Just do your research. She's ran as Hindu. She's ran as other ethnic groups. And I hate those type of words, but to put it in that kind of context, but now she's identifying and being as partly black. But if she's going to do that, if you're going to play the game like that to get the vote, to appease, then don't just section out certain blacks that you're going to take care of. If you look at the type of blacks that were at the DNC that spoke, these are the people that are close to the chest of the Democratic Party and what they want. There's a group called the Boule. A lot of you all have heard of it. This secret group, this group that takes care of the king, so to speak. Back in the day, they called these type of people barons. They serve the aristocrats. These are the people that get the money. They go to these prestigious colleges. They join these secret groups. They pledge, they donate. It's a cycle of you take care of me, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And to hell with the bigger group of black people. I believe it because I've seen it. I've had friends and family in it. I never joined, never will. Because behind it are those Greek gods, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not serving that. Besides, I'm not doing things in secret. We got a big problem in Illinois and throughout the world. This is not the only city whereby they're flooding these migrants in. Again, you have to ask why. And so at the DNC, I stood there with tears welled up, and I asked, where are the black men? Where are the black demonstrators? Some folks might argue and say, well, demonstration doesn't do jack, Pearson. I bear to differ. I think if 100 or 1,000 black men stood there, it would make Chicago recognize that we mean business. That you're not going to take off our communities. You're not going to pull the same crap that you did in the 60s and the 70s, allegedly, by dropping guns in our neighborhood, dropping drugs, separating the families through projects, giving the black women and the children a place to stay and kicking out the black man, having the DA and everybody else lock up black men on petty crimes. The 3 strikes. You know how it went down. And now, decades later, we have dispensaries in which the government is a part of it. Come on, man. You're not going to just take 1,000 black men and ignore us. We're here to be heard. We're here to be respected. And we want policies crafted. We want a piece of the pie. We want things crafted that would help benefit and certainly not hurt our community. And if you are going to give millions of dollars, arguably, if not billions over a period of time to migrants, then since you in the giving process, you might as well give some of that to black people. Because arguably we can prove the hell we've been through. And I don't care what nobody say. I really don't at my age. I really don't. And yes, every group has been through something. I get it. But the majority of people who have been downtrodden by American forces and American policies, they've gotten some money. Call it whatever you want to call it. They've gotten some type of benefit. So when we ask for reparations, or however you want to call it, we're bad. People, at some point, we got to recognize a lot of this stuff is psychological warfare. You understand what I'm saying? It's psychological warfare all day. Let's not give the black folks a damn thing. Never. Well, I never did anything to black people. Nobody said this generation did anything to black people or the one before. We're talking about the system. Get out of your feelings for once and recognize the damage that has been done. This thing is so deep. It's so deep, it's a cult. And it's not Christian. Christian? And money could never solve it. But it would help. It would help stop the cycle. And I'm not seeing enough in America where people are addressing that monies would help stop the cycle of the pain. And yes, arguably a lot of black kids are acting a fool. I get it. But if there was some programs, if there was some more mentors, if there was some more environmental things created culturally, maybe we could turn this tide. And don't tell me it can't be done. God bless my mama. At 16, 17, she moved us out of the hood and into a lily white community. I didn't know all the wealth that America had until I moved out there. Creek Moni. Google it. Park Forest South, called University Park. Imagine that thing 40 years ago. I was in culture shock. All farmland, but the folks out there had everything. Track and field, football, soccer, hockey, you name it. And many individual places to play the sport. Domes, I had a dome. I never seen that kind of money before. And everything was splendid. And sometimes you have to get off the block to recognize what you're not getting. So when I was at the DNC, it brought back memories. I almost shed some tears because my mind went back to my teenage years. Well, I had to run from my black community. And mom said, let's go out to this white community. I'm not hating on white folks. She just tried to get out the hood because our apartment kept getting broken into. The gangs was trying to recruit me and my brother all the time. It's dope and fighting and violence. Been watching this stuff since I was a kid. Thank God we had the YMCA. I had church. And that's basically all I did was crack jokes, go to church, go to YMCA, grandma's house in the summertime, go to camp. But there were no big programs like it was in affluent neighborhoods, is what I'm saying. And to a certain extent, in those ghettos, it's still not. So how do we change it? We think if we vote a black man in, he would say and be sensitive to some of the things I just said. And he would do some of the things that he campaigned upon. But now they call us people of color. Negro, black man. Every 5 years we got a new name. But the game is staying the same. You change the name because you integrate other groups in there. Because you don't want to deal with us, America. You don't want to deal with us. We feel and bleed just like any other group. And don't email me saying, well, Pearson, my race going through that. I understand what others are going through. For once, I'm talking about mine, baby. I'm talking about mine. We had 80,000 to 100,000 Palestinians out there for their cause. And I heard black folks for 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 months talking about they was going to be at the DNC and they was going to represent and talk about the issue. And I didn't see them. Maybe I missed them. Maybe they were there when I wasn't there. Maybe they were downtown. But I'm looking on all through social media. I don't see us. What happened? What happened? For those of you all who don't know, black skin don't make you black. There's a layer out there that's separated from aristocrat, quote unquote, blacks. Aristocrat type blacks. The ones who are in the in crowd. Then there's folks like me. The ones who made an effort to get somebody in office who will represent us. The one who's been neglected, not just by the Democratic Party, but all the parties. One thing I can say about Trump, he did help he helped the black colleges, right? Made some good programs. We just want some consistency. And in light of the migration issue, we definitely are speaking and wondering. We're tired of asking God to fix it. We haven't given up on Jesus. We still love him. We'll fight for your battles as well as ours. We always have. We love other cultures just as much as we love ours. But people, you got to see the end time plan. The incision of migration and neglect of black people and the crushing of our neighborhoods through neglect of money, yet giving them money. It's going to ripple throughout America. Let's just call this phase 1. Kamala and Trump need to be asked those questions in real time. And I don't want to hear from the boule. I know where you stand. Put in the comments section, did you see a black group out there? Black men? I don't know what happened to us. Again, maybe I missed it. If I did, I'm sorry. But I didn't see you. I love you. Keep fighting. I think you know about the plan to kill us off this time. That's the goal now, to kill us off. I'm done. I might do a live video tonight, talk about this Trump thing. A lot of nasty emails. For some reason, when people hear the name Trump, and because I said it's over with, I don't think you really understand where I'm coming from. I don't dislike Trump, but I'm living in reality. It ain't him. And if it is him, when they take him out, and they're gonna take him out, I'm trying to warn you. That's what good old Americans should do. Sound the alarm. I'm Friendship Pearson. If you like the work, please subscribe, thumbs up. If you don't get a notification, it ain't me, it's the powers. They don't want you to hear commentary. They don't want you to think. And they sure the hell don't want the truth. I'm hanging tight. God bless.